Dave, there was a study that came out last year, Fitness Australia did it, and I forget the exact numbers, but it was along the lines of half the fitness businesses in this industry don't make money. Of the half that do make money, I think it's only 30% of them that make more than 50 grand a year. Why do you think that is, and is it just Australia, or does it happen over there in the UK as well?
No, it happens.
Mine? Oh, there you go. No, it happens all over the world. I think in the UK, and the main difference initially is that in the UK you have the top-end clubs, and then you have the independents, which are the underbelly style health clubs, where the club owners have got in there from a passion, bodybuilders and all that, but they actually equip it very well. And I think for the independent, there's about 5,500 clubs in the UK, 3,000 of those are independent operators, and so there's a large number, but they're not united in any way. But they also don't necessarily run their clubs as proper businesses, and I think the fundamental difference with a lot of Australian club owners, as Nigel started with at the very entrance, is the fact that people are here now is that you see your business as a proper business. Where in the UK, particularly, they don't necessarily. It's a passion, it's a hobby. They're bodybuilders, and they had some good equipment in there, but they don't necessarily see it as a proper business, and I think that's the main factor why a lot of them don't make enough money.
Now, Ricky, as I said earlier, 750 contours clubs in the world, and your two are the two most profitable. If this was a contours conference right now, what would be the golden rules that you would pass on to the other franchisees? How is it that you make a small box so profitable?
I think it just comes down to the belief in the business and know where you are. I mean, they're talking about before all the new entrants to the market and all of those sorts of things. Contours sits in a very specific niche in the market, and we know what it is, and we impart that within our team. Our team know exactly where we sit, and we're there for ladies that may not have been in the fitness industry before, may have never been to a health club, and they're intimidated generally. They don't feel comfortable going into these places. So, I mean, the golden rule for myself would be, going into a place knowing what you're wanting to achieve. Don't try and be your competitors, because you're not. At the end of the day, you are what you are, and know what it is, and that will lead to success. Because if you try and add the next best thing, as I was talking about yesterday, it only costs money, and it will only last so long. So being true to yourself and believing in what your product is, it will ultimately end in success, I would suggest.
Okay, Mo, is personal training the biggest secondary spend at Good Life in Canada?
Yes, it is.
And as a percentage of turnover, would it be around 10%?
10%
Of total turnover?
Yes, yeah.
It'd be about that. So how do you go about marketing PT, your biggest secondary spend, through your club?
We market at point of sale and sell packages. They vary from, used to be a 6-pack or a 3-pack, just to get the members started to experience it, but we've lately found out through our member feedback to get a better upsell to personal training. The new member needs more than 3 or 6 sessions, so we've moved to the 10 and 12-pack, or we set them up with personal training, and we actually sell a 1-year periodization package and sell a whole year of personal training. And we've been actually doing very well with that, to show the member where they can be to change their life and their health. And the other area that's starting to become very popular and an option in personal training is group training as an extra fee program. And that allows us to promote the trendy new programs that people are interested in: golf conditioning, learning to run a 5K, 10K, core training, boot camp, TRX, hot yoga, etc., etc.
Okay, Paul, with your clubs, 4 of your own, as I said, and managing 6, other than PT, which is obviously where our secondary spend comes from, what else can you make money from in the gym?
I couldn't answer that one, because I make money from my gym memberships and hotels.
Right, so you don't focus on the drinks or
focus on that.
tanning or anything?
No.
Yep. Okay, Dave, how do you make money in your gyms other than membership and PT?
Yeah, I mean, the big thing in the States is to try and make 50% of your turnover of auxiliary sales. So if you can, I mean, what we do is we have protein supplements. It's a natural progression of people getting in shape, as well as t-shirts. So if you've got club apparel, we have that on sale. It's terrific when you've got a lot of members that train in the singlets, feel-good singlets, around the globe. It's and they're prepared to buy car stickers and the likes of that.
Yep. I'm going to steal your idea, Grace and Mike, from Tweed. I shared it with everyone just the other day, and that is that these guys are now selling membership, but they're turning around and saying, look, you can also get a smoothie with your membership. You just have to add it on top, like a protein shake. You just have to add it on top of your fortnightly direct debit, and when you come in, just register, let us know when you're going to be finished your session, and we'll have that protein shake ready for you when you come out. And it's pretty much an all-you-can-drink scenario for how many dollars is it, Mike? $2 a month or a week. $2 a week. And if they come 4 times that week, great, they get four shakes. But again, the cost of goods sold of that shake is not that much, and you're encouraging them to frequent more often, which is going to help with retention. So that's an interesting way of doing it. May answer that question.
You lose them, pretty much. So that's why I said you've got to decide. And I made the statement that we will certainly impact the business somewhat, but there's a lot of pieces that we're not doing. But if you are just somebody who wants to come in and run on a treadmill, and let me just say too, these boxes normally don't have what I call the sizzle factor. They don't have the entertainment. Again, only comparison I'll use right now, Fitness First has great entertainment. People want to make the medicine taste better. There are some highly disciplined people who can run on a treadmill and look at a wall, and just because they're disciplined, that is about 3 to 5% of the total population. The other 95% of us, if we're into fitness or want to get into fitness, we need to make the medicine taste better. And in these little boxes, the medicine don't taste so good. So, there's a lot more discussion, and that's a broad thing that I think is worth noting. It's the atmosphere to a great degree.
We don't know what the value of the tariff will be in the end, but however, we do know that they are recommending a per member per month structure, which was put forward at the start, will not be going ahead, I should say, so let's get that clear. That they actually will be valuing per class. The tariff structure is likely to remain as a per class tariff, maybe proposed as per participant, so every person that goes in you'll pay per that person rather than paying your 2,000 members $1 per member. You'll pay on the people attending those classes. We've engaged Minter Allison along this whole campaign and spent a lot of money in fighting that. There's been a lot of people that have donated to the contributors list and fundraiser. I've got a list of everyone here if anyone would like to see that. I've got a bigger list here of everyone that hasn't donated. So if you want to see that one too, I'm more than happy to do that. I won't read them out. But at the end of the day, Minter Allison have come up with some very valuable guidelines, and this is probably to support the question here that's being asked. And those guidelines are actually going to go out to everyone that has donated. So if you have donated, or if you haven't, now's the time to do it, because you will receive those guidelines and that will answer your concerns that you want, and they are backed up legally. The financial contribution is a very substantial amount of money that we've spent. We've gone through 2.6 million in fighting the campaign. We've raised a huge amount of money through the industry. Fitness Australia still have a debt for this campaign, which they are paying back, fighting through. I suppose moving forward, it is a great thing that the industry can put all this money together and fight the campaign. They are going overseas, heading to Canada. They're doing already started over there. We are assisting there. They've got other targets in the world as well. So I suppose I can't give you an answer to that question, but you can find out the answer by donating, by pledging and giving your money, and then you'll receive the appropriate documentation that goes with it.
And the tribunal?
Monday the 17th.
Monday the 17th, so in a few weeks from now.
Monday the 17th.
Oh, yes.